It's summer in London. I'm wearing a cardigan. That's all I need to say. But summer food is here. And today I wanted to talk about summer eating, because to me, summer eating is about shopping for delicious things with a little bit of thought and some reasonable seasoning and a couple of flavours and not really turning your oven on ever. The way I think about cooking is based on these kind of like sort of flavour charts or choose your own adventure recipes, which I guess are kind of formulas. And this is my first book, now 10 years old, which is wild. And in here, there's lots of different kind of formulas for different things. This is how to make a great salad. It's kind of start with some leaves, add some interest, add some texture, so that might be croutons, nuts, pomegranate seeds, add some freshness, which is adding your herbs, and then make it hearty. But there's also ones in here for soups, and so this is just how, I guess, my brain works. This is a soup one. I think it's really useful to have these flexible recipes where, you know, you don't have to have every ingredient, but you have a kind of blueprint to follow. So this is the little formula. So pick 2 or 3 vegetables, dress with salt and acid, add some flavourings. Do you want any dairy, and what do you want to serve it with? This is the kind of thing that you can have on your fridge all summer, and if you don't know what to cook or don't know what to eat, you can go back to this and think, right, okay, I've got tomatoes and cucumbers. I'm going to dress it with some salt and some lime juice. Then I'm going to add some coriander and some green chilli, crumble some feta over the top, and we're going to serve it with some toasted flatbreads. Delicious dinner. Or you might say, right, okay, I've got some courgettes and I've got some runner beans and some corn, let's say. So I'm going to blanch the runners, quickly pan fry the courgettes or just slice them thinly with a bit of lemon. I'll just chop the corn from its kernels, and then I'm going to dress that with white wine vinegar and some salt, and then I'll add some basil and some red chilli and some capers, and then I might tear some mozzarella next to it and serve it with some garlic rub toast to mop it up. Summer, it's about freedom, guys. It's about having your shoes off. It's about walking on the grass. It's about, you know, not being stressed out. It's about not turning the oven on. It's about, we're just opening the oven for a cake that we cooked earlier. So we actually do have the oven on, but we've got the oven on because we're filming something else at the same time. And then this is a kind of longer list that I would have next to it that will just remind me of the options. So the sort of summer fruit and veg, which I love eating the most and is in season all summer: tomatoes, corn, cucumber, peaches or nectarines, runner beans, courgettes. And then the flavors, you know, summer herbs, think about things like fennel, mint, tarragon, marjoram, anything that is soft and doesn't have to be cooked, that you can kind of eat raw. So if you're using something like marjoram, oregano, you might want to chop that up quite small. Then things that kind of add flavour but also add acid, so pickles or gherkins, olives, capers, garlic and ginger. Then I sort of would think about whether I want to add any dairy, things like feta, mozzarella, yogurt, ricotta, creme fraiche. Of course you could add vegan, you know, or a non-dairy version of these. And then here is sort of where I think about what I would serve it with. Really good bread or garlic rub toast, flatbreads. And then another thing is an egg. So, what should I make? I think the first thing I'm going to do is something with melon, because I've been really craving a sort of melony, cucumbery, green chilli, lots of fragrant herbs in a sort of icy situation. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I've got a really delicious melon here. I want something cool, refreshing, delicious. I'm going with the formula here. I'm just, you know, I'm just rolling with it. Our flavourings, I think this time is going to be chilli, coriander. We're going to dress it with some lime and some salt. We're pretending it's high summer. We're going to go on with our melon, and I'm going to dress it all on here because I want to keep this really, really fresh. I'm going to add some green chilli. Okay, so melon, cucumber, chilli, we're going to add a little bit of salt, then some lime zest, and then the juice I'm going to squeeze over, and then coriander with a little bit of mint. Optional here, could be feta, it could be burrata, could be mozzarella. So we're going to do a second kind of choose your own adventure summer salad formula thing. I'm going to use some runner beans, and I'm just going to cook those for a few minutes just to take the edge off. You can eat runner beans raw, but I would say you have to cut them really, really finely. And then we're going to go with a bit of courgette. At the beginning of summer, I think it's nice to eat them raw. And then I'm going to do some corn. So corn season is kind of later than you would think. It's kind of the end of the summer when it's had time to kind of ripen. And I'm just going to scoop all of this corn in. Going to leave it there to kind of char for a minute. And if you are cooking or blanching vegetables, it's really useful to remember that vegetables will soak up much more flavour when they're warm. So I'm going to dress them with a bit of salt, a little bit of lemon, and a bit of nice olive oil. And then I'm going to toss this all together just so everything gets dressed while it's kind of warm and delicious. I think I'm going to have some feta here because I think that kind of fresh, sort of almost yogurty saltiness is going to work really well. But I really want loads of fresh herbs, so I planted some herbs in my garden. So I'm going to go and pick some. One herb is more than enough. I think I would probably, if I was at a supermarket, lean towards a bit of mint here, which is what we've got going in. This is lovage, which I really love. It's soft like parsley, so you can eat it raw, but I always chop it up if I'm using it. And we'll tear in a bit of our fennel tops, and this is just the same as dill, really. I'm just going to taste this and see how I feel. It's delicious. It's really, because I dressed the veg when they were warm, it's really soaked up the kind of oil and the lemon. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil and lemon now. So we've got our 2/3 veg. We've got our flavourings, which are salt, lemon juice, and a bit of olive oil. And then we've got our herb. I think this time I'm going to go with a little bit of feta because this kind of saltiness is going to be what we need. A few more herbs to finish off. This is just me wanting to make it look nice, so you don't need to necessarily do this. That's kind of summer salad from the summer salad formula. The summer eating table chart, flavour chart. Choose your own adventure. And I stand by the fact that you choose 2 or 3 summer veg, pick your flavourings, and then add some dairy or some kind of bread, pulse to make it into a meal, and you are going to eat well, easily, all summer without turning your oven on. Let's go.